Hello everyone, this is Hunter Collins. I wanted to try something a little bit different with today's video. Instead of my normal post-work in the car with low production, with me sounding exhausted and looking even worse, I wanted to try to do an audio overlay on a video. Now, I am recording this while walking my dog, so if there's any background audio, just ignore that. So let's get into today's topic. I figured it would be fitting, since it's Monday at the time of this recording, to talk about mindset and how it can affect your entire week. So first and foremost, what exactly is your mindset? Most people typically view Monday as regression, going back to your job where you're unappreciated, overworked, and beyond tired. But I tend to see Mondays as an opportunity to really set your entire week. Whether it's something that you messed up from the week prior, or it's something that you feel was unfinished. Monday is the opportunity to come back after a good rest on the weekend and really give it your all. Now, there's a couple of different methods you can take to really get in the mindset of having a positive approach to day-to-day activities. I know for the longest time, I really struggled with having any sort of positivity in my life. And it took a lot of good mentorship from a lot of great people to get me to realize that it really is as simple as my own attitude. So let's get into those methods now. The first one, which may seem a bit ironic or counterintuitive, is honestly the one I probably utilize the most. And that is what I call pessimistic optimism. Now, this is where things in your life may not be going very well, or perhaps you're having a really bad day or even bad week. And this is one that really comes with the necessity to have the lived experience. Otherwise it just rings hollow. But you look at these situations where everything seems to be going downhill for you, and you just look it in the eye and you say, you know what, I've had worse and I can do better. It's very macho, could be considered toxic masculinity by some, but I prefer to view it in a more positive light. The other aspect of this pessimistic optimism is saying that, you know what, it really could be worse. I don't care that I've worked 16 hours and it's pouring the rain. Somehow, some way, it could be worse. I could be struck by lightning. I could be hit by a car. I could have an extinguisher go off in my face. It really could always be worse. Now, the next part is optimistic optimism. And that's more closely to realizing just how good life actually is. Especially for the folks that live in America, there's a ton of pessimism. And it's usually built around the fact that we as Americans grow up as honestly spoiled. That's the best way I can word it. But instead of looking at everything and saying, I wish I had a bigger truck, or I wish my apartment was larger, or I wish I could have a house, you look at it and say, okay, you know what, I may not be able to afford my dream home, or most of the apartments in my area are well outside of my budget, but at least I have a roof over my head. At least there's food on the counter. Now, obviously, there are some things that are more systemic and don't actually apply in this mindset, particularly healthcare. I really wish there was a better structure, a better system, but that's a topic for another day. Now, when you combine these two thought practices, you get what I would call positive mental attitude. And this is something you can apply to your everyday life. And I'm telling you, if you can really apply yourself to these principles, you will be amazed at how your coworkers look at you. They will be impressed that no matter what seems to come your way, you've always got a smile on your face. You're always ready to tackle a new challenge. And more than anything, you can be the beacon of light in a lot of people's dark worlds. I've had my own experiences with them, and maybe later down the line I will get into those, the better. As always, I really appreciate whoever's out there watching these, and I just want to say one more time, you're loved, you're appreciated. More than anything, I'm proud of every single one of you for accomplishing something, whether it's making your bed today, brushing your teeth, just doing something for yourself. I'm proud of you for that. Anyway, I teased a video that I'm working on. I'm still trying to get a fair amount of B-roll footage for it. It's going to require a lot more editing than I'm technically capable of, so we might have to stretch that timeline a little bit depending on how much free time I have with the school and work, as well as some editing software that I have half of the faintest clue on how to use. I haven't really messed with computers like this since I was in graphic design 7 years ago now. So, but I do hope that you guys will be around to see it. Anyway, that's about it. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Bye.